Politico is reporting that Speaker Nancy Pelosi told top Democrats she wants to see President Trump behind bars. In a private meeting on Tuesday night, the Speaker reportedly rebuffed House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler's calls to launch an impeachment inquiry, telling him, quote, "I don't want to see him impeached," talking about Trump, "I want to see him in prison." Let's bring in former Maryland Congressman and 2020 presidential candidate John Delaney. Congressman, great to have you here. Now, Politico is basing this on multiple sources who were in the room. If true, what do you make of this kind of talk?
So first of all, I don't know anything about this. This is the first time I've heard about it. So who knows what was said or what the context or any of these things. What I do know is that Nancy Pelosi, who I served with, is actually one of the most impressive people I've ever met in my life. And I think she's actually handling this process well. A lot of her caucus are calling for impeachment. She wants to focus on oversight and investigations, which is the responsibility of the House of Representatives. And I think she's leading the House very well. But I can't comment on that story. I literally, this is the first I heard of it. So,
Congressman, this is Gary Kalpam. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Gary.
I want to ask you about this proposal. And I've been looking for somebody running on the left that maybe is moderate. And then I see you have a $4 trillion proposal, which is a big part carbon tax,
yes,
where you're taxing somebody you deem as polluter and redistribute it to somebody else. I'm just waiting to hear somebody on the left that does not have a tax. And I want to hear what you have to say about it.
So this is actually revenue neutral. As you described, Gary, you put a price on carbon, which will cut CO2 emissions by 90% across a couple of decades. And you take all of that money and you don't put it in government programs or you don't do any of that stuff. You actually just give it right back to the American people. So it's called a carbon fee and dividend. And I introduced the bill in the Congress on a bipartisan basis. I had Democrats and Republicans who were supporting it. Because from a tax perspective, it's kind of tax neutral. But what it does is it uses market forces, which is something I'm a big believer in, to change behavior. So you're not solving climate change on the back of working Americans. You're changing behavior, changing incentives, and leaving the American people kind of in a tax neutral position. That's why I think it's the best way forward. It uses market forces to deal with what is a big issue. I also have a plan to basically invest in a whole new industry called direct air capture, which I think is really in many ways our way out, because there's technologies that exist that actually extract carbon from the atmosphere. And I think if the United States really focuses on this, we can build this huge new industry, create lots of jobs, and solve climate change the old-fashioned American way through innovation.
Congressman, thank you for being with us. Let me ask you, some Democratic Congress people, some Democratic candidates have spoken out against socialism, and they've been booed. Let me ask you, philosophically here, do you agree that socialism is good in theory? Is socialism or democratic socialism, is it moral? Is it right for America?
I think socialism in its pure form is the wrong answer to every question. I mean, I'm a capitalist by nature. I started 2 businesses. I was the youngest CEO in the history of the New York Stock Exchange. So I believe in the power of a free market economy. It's the greatest job creation and innovation machine ever created. But I also believe that we have an obligation to create good societal infrastructure like public schools and real infrastructure that gives the American people a shot. I believe in a strong safety net, because if you believe in capitalism, you know it's creative and disruptive at the same time. And you've got to have programs in place to take care of people who are left behind on it. So that's kind of how I think about it. I think it's a little bit of a false choice. We're a free market economy, but historically we've done well when we have good, strong social programs.
Well, I actually want to talk about that. That's perfect, because we'll stick with socialism. You actually spoke at a California Democratic convention over the weekend, and let's actually play a clip of what you said specifically about Medicare-for-all and, unfortunately, how the crowd responded. Listen in.
But we need, as Democrats, to build an economy that works. But it's got to be with smart policies. Medicare for all may sound good, but it's actually not good policy, nor is it good politics. I'm telling you.
I know it must have been really tough for you to have to go through that. But what do you think this is going to continue to be a major challenge for you going forward?
Well, look at it. I'm a truth teller by nature. And, I believe in smart solutions. There's that Kennedy quote, you don't seek the Republican answer, you don't seek the Democratic answer, you seek the right answer. And I think Medicare for all is actually the wrong answer because it kicks about 150 million Americans off their health insurance, and about 100 million of them like it. So I just think as a matter of politics, that's a terrible idea. The American people ought to have choice. I also think it's bad economics because the problem with the government is it doesn't pay enough. And so like Medicare and Medicaid don't pay the cost of health care. So if the government's the only payer, that will lead to worse quality and more limited access.
Absolutely.
Congressman,
But I do want to solve the problem. We have a tragedy of uninsured Americans in this country, and I have a plan to make sure they're all covered. Because right now, they're covered in a way with the worst kind of universal health care system we could design, which is the emergency room.
Congressman,
and my plan gets them all covered.
better form of universal health care.
Go ahead,
That's right.
Liz.
Congressman, I understand your approval of Nancy Pelosi, and I agree she has a very, very tough job right now.
Yes.
My question for you is, at what point do voters say, okay, enough with the investigations, let's do some legislating, let's fix the problem at the border, let's fix this health care issue that you're talking about, let's move on what the country really cares about.
Okay, and you got to answer in 20 seconds, Congressman. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, you know, I'm a builder, I'm a doer, I'm a problem solver. I think we should be rolling up our sleeves, finding common ground, and getting things done. I think on a lot of these issues, whether it's healthcare, immigration, infrastructure, digital privacy, having a technology policy for the future, there is a common ground way forward. That's what I've proved, and that's why I'm running for president.
Congressman, please come back and see us again. John Delaney, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.